Boom. Hello? Did I situation?
Ew, yeah. What?
Hey,
What did you do? What happened?
it's done. It's
Pro
you
streamer
relax,
move by
relax. What do
Aina.
you mean? How is this a pro streamer
Another
move?
week.
Hey, if
Wait,
anybody
what's happening? Everything seems fine.
I know because
What's going on?
I don't know. Like, is Fire's avatar too close to you? I don't know. Or should I put it here? But then he looks a bit short.
Buddy,
It's
buddy,
nothing,
fine.
bro. We're
Yeah.
bros.
Yeah,
We're
exactly.
bros.
Okay, here. Momo, no,
Cool,
I'm
cool.
kidding.
Oh my god.
It was one of those now kiss moments.
Wait, is the camera rolling? Oh shit. Oh, I didn't mean to do that.
Fix his hair really quickly, adjust his tie.
Okay, so, shit, I know I forgot something, so give me a moment. Okay, I have a thing. Okay. I don't know why, every time I do this, I know we do it like every week, but I keep forgetting what we need to do. Okay.
Yeah, dude.
I did! It's all green. It's the script. I
Okay.
forgot to open my own script. So anyways, hello
Okay.
everyone! Finally, welcome to the 7th episode of Rogues Gallery Podcast, where we talk about things
Whoa.
D&D and TTRPG. So yeah, that was an intro. And the main cast are not all here today. We have Rain, we have me and Crit, sorry. But War's not here today. But in his place, we have the lovely Farid, aka
Yeah,
the
hey.
man who plays J5, and also Amit. But he only has his J5 mask on today.
It will be creepy if I'll be wearing Ahmed's mask.
Yeah. Oh my
you
god.
wear
You
J5 mask and then just put like a pompadour over it, you know?
Hey.
J5 with hair.
Oh my god.
That'd be an interesting idea.
Okay. Anyway, so
Well,
like
I'm gonna write a note to the costume department.
Duly noted.
Okay, okay. Let's go to the first section. So we talk about news, we talk about stories, we talk about homebrews, and the first one is news. So take it away. Let me just do this. There we go.
Yeah.
Drawn. Let's go.
Alright, so as per Aina's very clickbaity title, D&D 6E? Maybe? I don't know. We'll see. Because Wizards of the Coast's Ray Winninger, I think is how you pronounce it, it's hinted on Twitter that we may be seeing something of the new D&D, the next edition of D&D, in around 2024, which is apparently soon. So the actual quote is in his tweet. It's Jeremy Crawford and also Chris Perkins and I had an outdoor meeting this afternoon to discuss the next versions of D&D core rulebooks, amongst other things. Chris, a double dog. Milo spent much of the meeting on my lap. I finally understand why Chris is so laid back. When a user going by Eric Fry Minis asked, "Ooh, any delicious hints you can share?" Wininger said, "Milo loves ravioli." Plus, you'll get to see some of the new design work soon. So, we're not sure where the 2024 comes in, but given like what do you call Winninger's comment about it being soon, so we may be able to see like a little bit kind of like what do you call details about the new edition. But my question for you guys is, what do you guys expect to see in a new edition of D&D? What do you think they should change? What do you think they should add? Should they make a whole, complete revamp? Like the reason 3.5, 4th edition and 5th edition is still being played till today is because the 3 editions are very different. Should they continue with that trend and make 6E like, I don't know, a narrative focused game or one of those things, or should they maintain what they did with 5E? Because it's been working so far.
Hang on a second. People still play 4th edition.
Yeah, there are a couple,
I
and
thought
it
we
is
don't talk
officially
about
I
it.
don't
supported.
believe you.
I thought we don't talk about 4th edition. I thought it
Nah,
doesn't
nah, nah,
exist.
nah, nah, nah. Hey, fourth edition have good mechanics, and I stand by it.
Oh my
I don't think it's a
god.
good. I don't think it's a good like well-designed TTRPG because it's a little bit too focused on the mechanic. But when you look at the mechanics in a vacuum, it does sound pretty cool. A lot of the monsters that you guys been fighting are actually inspired by some mechanics they have in fourth edition. So
Yes,
yeah.
I didn't know that.
I know, exactly.
But
Just
Wait,
steal a
have
little
we
bit here
been
and there,
playing 4E all this time?
all the homebrew rules are just actually just 4E mechanics.
yeah. Pulls down the grapes. We've been playing for you this whole time.
The masked balls, the very
Well,
poorly
in my
taped cover
opinion,
of
if they want
D&D
to
5e.
change something, maybe they could give more feats to the players so that people can make more interesting build.
Hey, I think
See.
that's part of the new Unearthed Arcana. Like they're adding
Mhm.
you for I think it's part of the multiverse setting. You can add every character gets a level 1 feat. Like at level 1
Oh,
gets a feat.
yeah. So does varied human get another feed as well?
I don't know. I only
Yeah,
saw it
I hope so.
in like
Yeah.
a Reddit post.
Yeah,
So
but it's
no
fair.
idea.
Yeah, because like fifth edition, the feats, just for everybody to know, it is optional rule. It's not a part of the kind of like the default play of D&D 5e. So, but people do like customizing their characters. I love it as I prefer to take feats rather than ability score modifier. So I try to take feats that has ability score modifier so I can get best of both worlds. A little bit. But yeah. But yeah, maybe more feats. That sounds like a good idea. What about two of you? Anything you guys want to be existing in 6E, or how
You
they
want
should
to take
change it?
Druid?
Or it's said
Druid,
about the
red.
feats.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's okay. Okay, sorry. Thought that was Aina. I'm having a brain moment. All right, I'll just say my piece anyway.
Uh-huh.
Namely, I don't know where they'll go with it. I've played 3.5. I haven't played 4E. I've played
Mm-hmm.
5E, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know which direction they will and can take it in. Because if they make it more complicated, they're gonna alienate the 5e crowd. And
Yeah.
if they make it less complicated, they're gonna alienate pretty much
But
everyone.
actually, if they do make it complicated, it could actually be good, seeing how many people play 5e now. Like
Mhm.
now we have a lot of people that has played 5e for who knows how many years. So maybe they're wanting something a bit more, crunchy. So I can see them like, people could still play 5e now, but in 6e um they could possibly make it a bit crunchier to cater to people who have been a long time fans of D&D and wanting something more, you know.
Mm.
And
I, yeah. I think crunchier is not exactly the right term. I think the main thing that people want would be like options, because that's the one thing that I feel like is lacking in D&D is options. If default D&D, yeah, you pick your ability score, you pick your archetype. That's about all the choice that you can get in terms of making your character. Feats add to that a little bit, and then some classes get maneuvers and meta magic. Those are the small customization that you have, but otherwise, a what do you call it? An eldritch knight, well, not a really good example. Let's say a path of the berserker barbarian will be the same as another path of berserker barbarian. It's not many variation. But then again, people didn't really like the feats heavy kind of thing that they have in, I think, not Pathfinder, I think fourth edition. They don't like the feats heavy mechanic in fourth edition, so maybe that might not be a great idea after all. But what do I know?
Best answer feels like would be what they did with Shadowrun, but that would move too far away from D&D. Because
what did you
Shadowrun's
say?
too much.
yeah, Shadowrun, I love Shadowrun. You don't have classes, just straight up. There's no classes. You put points into whatever feats, positive and negative, into your race, into your skills and attributes. You put
Mhm.
whatever you want into whatever you want, and you don't have levels either. Every time you finish a job, you get some karma, and karma is used to buy more feats, skills,
For
or
money
attributes.
abilities. Yeah. Okay. That's cool.
It's very cool. Like lets you make literally whatever you want. Like I made basically a monk, but instead of using his fists, he uses two very high power revolvers, and it was a perfectly viable build because monk powers give you, you know, movability shit, and he could shoot very well. So
I
you can do
see.
whatever. It's very good.
All right, that sounds pretty cool. But yeah,
D&D.
I do agree because classes is pretty fundamental. Maybe somewhere in between. I'm thinking like maybe lower the level cap and just like make multi-class like a main thing rather than having archetype that you get at level 3 or something. Just make it like one class is 5 levels, and then and then when you get to the 5th level of fighter, then you can get like prestige class of sort. That's a thing back then, right? A more
Yeah, but
specialized fighter, then more specialized one, and so on.
I mean that's basically archetypes, as far as I'm
Yeah,
aware.
yeah. Yeah, essentially, but instead of what you call kind of locked to the 3 or the 4 that you get in the original book, you'll just have like an array of classes that you can choose to level up into, or to go parallel and level up into other classes as well. Kind of like multi-class. Make it into the rules basically. Again, that's an optional rule as well. Multi-class. Just so
I'm
you
gonna
know.
ball up my fist and say Shadowrun does that. In Shadowrun, you can take specializations, which are very simple. It costs you fewer points than upgrading a skill, but basically just gives you more dice to roll when using specific things. You can be like, oh, I can use guns very well, but I want to specialize in revolvers. So anytime you use revolvers in the future, you get bonus dice until you're rolling like 18 d6.
Oh yeah. That feels a little bit like a ability tax though. Like if you don't take that, then you're not as good at that. One at that particular thing, like
Yeah, I mean,
combat, for example.
it does set a standard for everybody being specialized in things they do. So it makes sense.
Yeah. That will be everything, I guess, about this particular one. Other than that, I managed to find this. They kind of released a preview, actually, of the Doctors and Dalek book that we talked about last week. And as you can see, they've managed to show some of the classes here, which is a Charmer class, apparently. And one of the monsters, which is a Dalek. They provided a Dalek stat block over there. It's apparently a CR10 creature, like fucking hell. And they have apparently, just by a quick glance, there's a tech level in there, which might be a new thing, maybe about
Ooh,
hacking and
attack
whatnot.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then there are encounter level modifier, which means like you can make the monster harder or easier by including those level modifiers, which is pretty cool. Kind of like adds a little bit more variation to just a single monster.
I mean, I know nothing about Doctor Who, but Daleks being CR10, aren't they just funny little robot guys?
Oh no, they're
that
like
is
genocidal
very-
maniacs. Yeah, it's very
like
bad.
Three.
I mean, I know they look cute, but they are.
Yeah, it's their appearance is a product of their time. But okay,
Push
there-
them over,
there's,
you know?
there's an excerpt here. Feared throughout the universe, the most dangerous and deadly species to the Doctor has faced has to be the Daleks. Genetically manipulating the mutant Khalids, Davros eliminated any form of compassion or emotional weakness and placed them within heavy, armed and armored travel machines. This armored shell formed of Dalekanium and bonded polycarbide is able to withstand gunfire, vacuum, and extreme environment, protecting the weak, vulnerable mutant inside.
Wait,
So
they're
they're kind of like,
little funny guys in suits? That's even
Oh my
funnier.
god.
So basically, that is their power armor.
yeah, essentially, yeah. Dedicated to conquest and eradication of lesser species, Daleks were considered a threat to the Time Lords, who retaliated by attempting to halt the very creation of Dalek, travel in time and shit. An act that set the Time Lords and Dalek hurtling into a time war that nearly destroyed the universe itself. capable of flight, limited time travel, and armed with an exterminator ray, which usually spells instant death. A single Dalek is a formidable and deadly opponent. The ray deals 8d12 lightning damage.
Oh my god.
Oh my
CR10?
god.
Huh?
CR10.
I'm sorry, what?
It's a
Oh, yeah, CR10, yeah. CR10, yeah.
8d12 on a hit. That's a 52.
Yeah, basically, yeah, instant death, I think.
It's a +4 to hit though, so it's not that
Oh
strong.
god.
Yeah, not that easy to hit, but if it does,
Multi.
I guess it's kind of like no multi attacks. I think it's kind of like
Yeah.
that
That's
trope
fair.
where the enemy can't shoot. The enemy can't shoot the heroes.
the
This is basically it.
They graduated from
Stormtrooper.
Stormtrooper College of
I
hitting things.
I think so. Yes, they have frightful presence.
I mean, with 8d12 of damage, I'd assume.
Yeah, they don't need that. They don't need the frightful presence.
And then of course, if they are close to death, they can just run away. Just emergency temporal shift.
Oh, damn.
So yeah, Daleks. Beyond that, other stuff that we have for today, we got some more sales charts by Ben Riggs. Not that one. The next one, I think. Yeah, they are selling. They kind of like charted on which kind of like setting is the most sold back then. Obviously, the most famous one is Forgotten Realms, and then Greyhawk, which I've heard of, but I don't know the details of it, and then Oriental Adventures, which definitely never heard of that. So, do you guys know any of these settings actually?
It's Oriental
There.
Adventures
No
like
Forgotten Realms. I thought everything else
Asian.
is homebrew. No.
No, these are like official worlds, like
Official,
Forgotten Realms, Greyhawk, Eberron, Spelljammer, Ravenloft. Those are
Yeah.
settings, parallel universes, I guess.
I've heard of
Okay.
Spelljammer. I really like the Spelljammer setting.
Yeah, the what do you call this? The space,
Yeah, the space D&D.
fantasy in space. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, right.
Rough, all of them.
All right. Okay. Very quickly, since we're running out of time, we got the Talisman TTRPG by Pegasus Spiel. If you guys don't know, Talisman is that kind of awesome, very long game to play.
Board game.
It's a tabletop game. They're making it into a TTRPG, but the fucking tabletop game's almost like an RPG by itself already with the length of the game. We got Pathfinder Revolution. It's a revolution game where people manage shit, but it's kind of like a classical deduction board game. It's a deduction game, and they're making a Pathfinder version for it. So if you're into that game, that's something for you. Next is Pathfinder is also releasing the Pathfinder Treasure Vault, which is basically an expansion with lots of items, lots of monsters, but I don't think this is a setting or anything. It's just items, new weapons, and alchemical items because they have the Alchemist class. That's the thing. Next is an astrophysicist is writing a spell book. Not kidding. There's this
that's so
astrophysicist.
cool!
This is astrophysicist, and astrophysicists, smart people, you know what? I'm gonna study magic. So he's basically writing his kind of like a theory of magic book, basically using his all his kind of like what do you call
Knowledge.
knowledge and also like academia experience to just make like an official how magic works. Basically, apparently, it's on Kickstarter if you guys want to support it. We also have a Diablo and Castlevania inspired RPG, co-created by the Dungeons and Dragons writer. I'm not sure if they have the name. There you go. Helgard, Curse of Cana. I don't think it's inspired by any. It's not from any official property, but it's inspired by those two. So very grimdark, creepy monsters and all that.
Is that Ignis's aunt, Curse of Cana?
What?
Curse of Cana, Ignis's aunt.
Cana
Why
is
Ignis's
higher.
aunt?
Because
Kano.
Kano.
Stepsister or something.
Okay, I got that.
She
Okay, I admit
never
so.
explored her dad's side of the family, so who knows?
That is true. So who knows? And finally, very quick news: Roll20 is now joining forces with One Bookshelf, or more commonly known as drive-through RPG. So they are collecting all these homebrew shit into one place. I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing. While, it's nice to have everything in one place, Monopoly! Not
Yeah,
such a good
Monopoly is not a
idea.
good idea.
Yeah, so we'll see how that goes. But that is everything for news this week. Sorry, a bit long. Let's move on to China.
Yeah. Anyway, so, as always, let's break things down a notch with horror stories.
Lower
You're
music volume.
enjoying this, aren't you?
No, I was just, I forgot about distance and I was too close to the mic, sorry. Anyway, so this one, is from r/RPG Horror Stories by user WeatherDragon21. So the title is Group Tries a Moral Choices Type Campaign. Is what my character would do and ensues, yeah. So it's a more of a light-hearted horror story, but thought I'd share. I also want to point out I'm just as guilty as any of the others. This happened about a year ago. So we had a group of 7 to 8 people, with the group only being a couple years old. Old campaign wrapped up, GM wanted to create a darker one with moralistic choices. Sounds familiar. Anyway, everyone was on board, so we went for it. But the problem is we all decided we were gonna make edgy characters to go with this darker setting. So we all made people who are kinda assholes. The I'll do things my way type people. There's way too many little interactions to list, but at pretty much every turn, the party was infighting. Like, BBG made a threat on one character's family and wanted to turn around to check on them, but their siblings insisted to stay on mission. There was another character where some characters didn't like the other one speaking via telepathy, felt too much like an invasion of privacy. Little things, but it was happening every session. There would be new argument, more infighting. It got so bad, GM made a therapy session for the characters so they could lay ground rules to each other. And a couple sessions after, it went right back to the usual. And we were honestly playing to our characters, not just using that as an excuse to be toxic. We just made semi-toxic characters who thought they were all hot shit. So the players were getting upset as well. The sessions were just plain stressful. Everyone in the group felt that way. We were just hanging in there because maybe next time it won't be so bad and we will have fun. But the session that broke the camel's back was an entire session where a third of the group were unconscious, another third were trying to kill a group of polar bears, and the other third trying to save sad polar bears and running away with them. That was 70% of the session. Every player was either stressed or bored. So yeah, we collectively came together and just axed the campaign. None of us were having fun, all of us were stressed, we were just done. Not gonna lie, this kinda killed a lot of my desire to do tabletop. We started a new one right after. I dropped out after a few sessions, but that one went great and everyone was happy with it. Also, the GM's other campaign that included me and a couple of players from the first one is still great. We just decided no more moral choices, no gray areas, we're good guys, give us bad guys to kill, and since then we've done great.
Pretty good story, actually.
Yeah. See, I can find good horror stories too.
Yeah, this time no one died, no one got sent to prison, none of that.
What
So
do you mean? A whole
Right.
universe died. A campaign ended.
yeah, but it was a universe with gray moral choices. It's good riddance.
Yeah. But I mean, I just thought this was kind of like familiar at least. Like, characters, like people can get along but their characters do not. So the campaign has to end. We've done that before.
Yeah, that's true. That's why, like, after the Scalian Rogues, I think like the main thing that we need to have is that the characters get along with each other. They don't need to like each other, but they need to be able to get along. That's one of the more important thing. I know, in group fighting can happen and everything, but if you set out to make your character by yourselves, that conflict can just ruin a campaign. We've been there, and that's a lesson I took away from Scalian Rogue, the namesake of our channel. Hey.
Yeah. Oh, but I do like the world of Skillian Rogues, but what can you do, right?
Hey, maybe Skillian Rogues was never gone. It was here the whole time. We just need to find it.
Maybe the
no.
real
Anyways.
civilian rogues were the friends we made along the way.
But yeah, I do think like a group is more likely to stick together if everybody's kind of like close or just have fun playing with each other, and there are times where that's just not gonna happen, unfortunately. I guess I don't know.
Mhm.
So
Do you? Sorry.
yeah,
Do you think it spills into in character, out of character? Like, if players don't like each other in character, do you think it kind of spills into them further, like not liking each other in real life?
I don't
Not
think
Or do you-
so.
do you-
consciously, I don't. I think not
Yeah.
consciously. They're not trying to do that, but
Yeah, of course.
like the irritation will be there, and it'll
Yeah.
start to build up. So I think it's a good idea to really axe it when it happens before it gets
Yeah.
worse.
Or
Basically.
talk about it, I guess, because like me and Emma, we like Ignis and Lamb, which is Emma's character, just or can never just agree. So like every time if something gets too intense, I just talk to Emma and like, hey, is this okay? And just make sure that this is just in character and not out of character, that kind of thing.
Mm.
So sometimes it's just communication. And just
Yeah, that's
I
right.
guess also compartmentalizing also helps. Yeah, I mean, so far, don't think I have that much of a problem with it now. Well, I mean, but yeah.
Wait, do you have problems with my campaign? I need to know if that is a thing.
No, DM is getting paranoid.
A lady never tells.
We'd rather just
Come
stew
on.
on it and sit on it until it gets out of hand, you know?
Yeah.
It's my girlfriend.
I'm kidding, you're fine.
Anyway, let's go to the next topic. I'm kidding.
Okay.
Okay. But yeah, this is just a straightforward story. Like, I guess it was more like here. Like, do you think just asshole characters just definitely is a no-no? Like, do you always gotta like, get along? Because like I know
I have-
how Emma's character Lamb kind of get fed up at the end because what they wanted to do was not in line with what the party wanted to do, and in the end like I don't think they had like all the best of times playing sometimes. So like, do you think just like as holy people, not people, sorry, I mean characters. I mean characters, just as holy characters, just not gonna get along with like, people who
Yeah.
want to be good or something like that.
So for this one, I've had a lengthy conversation with Aina about this, but this is what I've noticed going through all the characters that I've seen before. If you want to play an asshole character, you can, but you gotta remember an asshole character has an asshole tax. That means you can't expect people to be friendly with you. You have to go over and be friendly with them, even if you are an asshole. So like if you want to play an asshole character, you need to take the initiative to go to other character and be friendly with them and everything, because they have no reason to do that with you, because their first impression is not that great. One example that I managed to play I feel like my first successful character that I actually like have fun playing was when I played an asshole character. But he actually kind of goes around and try to talk to people. He's an asshole, don't get me wrong. But he tries to go around and start conversation and talk to
he's
NPCs
trying
and
to
talk
get
to players
along.
and everything. Yeah, he's trying to get along. Yes, even though he is an asshole. So that kind of makes him tolerable. And in the end, when you have that bond, after a while, and then the asshole just becomes like a background thing.
Yeah, and the people, when you get along with people, people tolerate your assholery more.
Yeah,
And
that
Yeah,
is
exactly.
people
true.
can say, that's just him. He's not a bad guy. He's just like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like we use that a lot with like Indy for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't mind him. He's just like that,
I mean, my group kind of has that, and I think asshole characters, or just any kind of like a major no-no character,
Mhm.
is okay as long as you treat it as a flaw of character.
Yes,
Like-
don't make it like he's already perfect. Like he needs to get rid of that asshole trait, basically.
Like for example, I play a character who was an asshole, but he was like trying to do better kind of deals. But like when he gets pissy at something, he kind of reverts back, and the dungeon master made sure to like really
Punish him
fucking
when he
dunk on
happens.
him hard
Ah.
when he did it. Like his sword.
Yeah.
Like at one point he got pissed and he walked through a bar and grabbed a bottle from a random table and started drinking out of it as he walked out.
Uh-huh.
And he got jumped by 3 guys and beaten up. Like,
Ooh,
Let's
consequences.
consequence, yeah.
Yeah.
When will you learn? Actions have consequences.
That's one thing, and the other is in my current campaign, in Cruel Fates, we have a guy who likes to fight, and he likes to initiate fights a lot, aka Ode.
Ah.
And
Okay.
like right now in the party, it's basically like they're talking to an NPC, and they're like, "Oh, I want to punch this guy in the face," and then the rest of the party like is holding him back, like, "Okay, he's just like this. Please don't pay attention." they kind of figure out because when he's with them, he's fine, he's chill because he tolerates them.
Yeah.
And so it's a fun dynamic.
Mm.
He is a bit of an asshole, which is fine.
Yeah. Even then, Ode is asshole to NPCs, but not to the players, is he?
Yeah, exactly. Like with the rest of the party, he's very good.
Mm.
Like, you know, at first he was fighting them and punching them for a while, like friendly, you know, quote unquote.
Yeah.
But then they had like a heart to heart at one point, and they learned about his dead sister backstory and everything, and they're like, "Oh shit, maybe you're just a broken little puppy, dude. Let's take care of you."
Yeah. Oh, there you go. You gotta have a flaw, man. When you're an asshole, it's really hard to play an asshole when you're like. It's hard to play a Raikiri. People will hate Raikiri, like he's perfect and he's an asshole and everything. Like people won't like that kind of character. But when you add flaws and like it's not that he's not perfect and he's trying to learn everything, it makes it a little bit more tolerable.
Yeah,
So-
hear that, Aina? He's not perfect. Stop
Yeah,
simping.
I don't think he was. I was treating him more as like, this is an interesting specimen, you know.
Are you,
Yeah,
is,
you really
uh,
want to study him, huh?
Is Ada-
Hey. Let's go to homebrew and not discuss
Alright.
my inclination
Your
to
fantasy.
NPCs. Anyway, okay. So I'm gonna do something, and people in
Oh.
the audience, please let me know if it works.
Oh.
Okay. Does it work?
Good.
Can you see?
Does it work?
It's zoomed in.
Yeah, it's blurry.
Oh, there you go. It's full screen.
Yeah.
Very neat.
Okay. So
Oh.
yeah, like this.
All right.
Can you
Let's
see?
go.
Do you,
Yeah. Now we
Oh,
can
there
see
we
it.
go. Now I know how to do it. Alright, so let's take it away, Farid. Tell us the source of this thing.
Alright, today's homebrew is taken from Valda's Spire of Secret. I think is it called? Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm interested in its fighter subclass, the Celestial Lancer.
Is this like a
Well-
crusader kind of thing?
No, not really. You know, let me tell you a backstory why
Okay.
I like this kind of character. It's
Mhm.
because back when I was a child,
Oh no.
I played Final Fantasy VII, yeah?
Uh-huh.
And then I got introduced to Sid character, and I was,
That's what I
man,
thought."
Sid is a very cool character. I wanted to be like him. I mean, he's an asshole character, but he's a cool asshole.
Oh no. So
So-
that's where the
so-
asshole starts.
Yeah, so when I play games, I try to make my character to have at least his abilities, you know, the goon type in Final Fantasy settings. So that is the Celestial Lancer. So let's go. Let's have a read through its abilities.
Yeah.
Right. First of all, so the Celestial Lancer. Feared frontline warriors. Ugh.
You don't have to read it. You can just give us like a gist of
Oh.
it, you know. This is
Yeah.
a lot.
I
to
can just
read.
give it. Just a bit.
Yeah.
Alright. So basically, it's like Seed, a dragoon character from Final Fantasy IV. Alright.
Mhm.
So what you get from this subclass is at level 3 you get lance specialty. So at level 3, when you wield a lance, you do not suffer disadvantage when attacking creatures within 5 feet of you. However, you must still wield a lance with two-handed when not mounted. So basically, it negates the disadvantages of lance.
You can use it in
Basically,
melee
you-
basically now.
Yeah, basically you get a 1d12 weapon,
Ooh.
just like that. It's really cool.
Piercing 1d12 weapon, yeah.
Yep, piercing 1d12 weapon. And then also at level 3, you get a meteor jump. This is where it gets interesting.
Okay.
Oh,
Starting
okay.
at 3rd level, you can perform a supernaturally high leap. Once on each of your turns, you can use 20 feet of your movement to perform a high jump reaching 10 feet in height. You need not move 10 feet immediately before making this jump and do not provoke opportunity attacks while jumping or falling. You can land within 10 feet of where you begin, and at the end of the fall, subtract 10 feet from the distance you fell when calculating your falling damage.
Ooh. Okay.
Okay.
The height, and then the height you can jump and the distance you subtract from the fall increases as you gain levels in this class. Okay. So at level 3, basically, you can use your 20 feet of your movement to jump 10 feet high and drop down on top of your enemy.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So, and then you don't suffer the fall damage.
That's
Yeah,
like
and
what
then
essentially,
Kane
yeah.
tried to do in Arc of the
Yeah,
Dead.
that is right. And then I think Raikiri did it as well, right? Is it,
Oh,
was it
no,
Raikiri?
Raikiri just teleported. He doesn't do this fucking cool jumping and landing shit.
No, I mean, I remember one of the NPC did it to finish off a boss. He
Oh, I don't
jumped.
remember.
Was it? I think it's one of the one shots. Oh no! I remember who. It was back in the village, the village destroyed by the slimes. And I think it was, who was his name again? The Dragonborn.
Giovanna?
No,
Tiara.
no. The Dragonborn NPC that we met.
Oh shit, I don't remember.
What is
What was his
this?
name?
I have no
Jane, the one that's
Oh,
traveling with
Rain, it was
Jane.
7 years ago. You should remember this.
Oh,
Yeah, Cho, yeah.
Joe?
Cho jump. Cho uses his steed to jump high and then drop down on the slime, onto the slime.
okay.
Oh, that
Wow,
one.
that's been a while.
The village
Yeah.
with the slime. Okay, it's not
Yes.
slime. It was like it was slime. I don't remember. It was.
It was
like-
slime.
It was like so,
Okay.
but with this ability, you gain more height as you level up. At 3rd level, you get 10 feet. 5th level, you get 20 feet. 11th level, you get 30 feet. 17th level, you get 40 feet.
High jump, dude. Fucking hell.
Yeah, high jump, man. Okay, and also,
Three
basically, this
abilities?
means that you can traverse vertical. You have vertical mobility when exploring as well. You say, oh,
Yeah.
that's a high wall. I mean, I can just jump up there, man.
Jump that high.
Yep. And the next ability, plunging attack, is a bit weird because also at 3rd level you can direct the momentum of gravity into your strike. Once on each of your turns, when you hit a creature with a melee weapon attack while falling, you can add 1d6 to the damage roll for every 10 feet you fell, up to a maximum of 5d6.
Okay, so it's basically just transferring whatever jump you do into
Jump
here,
damage that you would have take to the
to
enemy,
the
basically.
enemy,
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it the wording is kind of weird though, because basically when you fall onto a creature, you split the damage, right?
No, that's just how I do it. That's not
Okay.
rules.
That is not in it. Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
But then, basically, when you fall, it is immediate, right? Immediate effect.
Yeah.
And can you make an attack while you're falling? So.
I mean, technically, you can, I guess. On each of your turn, when you hit a creature with a melee attack while falling. I mean, like if you do it sequentially, technically you can't. But you should be able to. Maybe like at least one attack, you know.
I think
Oh, okay.
it's to go with like this meteor jump. The idea is you keep jumping high so that you can fall at a higher
And land on them.
height,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
use this, so that you can get more damage.
Yeah, but
Because
still you have to use
fall
one
in a
of your attack.
trajectory. So,
Yeah. So I mean because meteor jump does not use any action, it just uses your movement. Speed.
Yeah.
Yeah, just your
You
movement.
still, but basically, when you're high level, you have 4 attacks. You can use
So you
one
can
of the attacks to the
to
do the
do
jumping.
plunging attack. Yeah,
Yeah,
alright,
yeah.
okay. I see. Alright then.
Next page.
Next page.
Okay, next
That's just third level. Jesus, there's more.
There's 3
Yeah.
at third level.
I mean, basically
Damn.
basically at third level
Yeah,
is
the
you can,
main gimmick. The main gimmick.
yeah, the main gimmick is the plunging
jump.
attack. You can
Yeah.
just keep on jumping up and down every turn.
Man, just imagine just like somebody who just jump and plunge, jump and plunge, like you know, you just fight somebody just come from the top and like, what the heck, where did you come from? You know.
Play Final Fantasy 14. Just Dragons, just jump and land, jump and land, jump and land.
Make your character fat as well.
Oh my god.
Oh my
Hey,
God.
the class didn't say a weight limit, so it works. It's inclusive, guys. It's inclusive.
Yeah. I
You
mean,
like a
he
basketball
didn't
jersey?
skip leg day. He might have skipped torso day.
Yeah, but the
didn't skip
legs
leg
are
day.
solid.
Yep.
Anyways, go on.
Okay, next page. Apex movement. Starting at 7th level, you gain the mystical ability to hang at the peak of your jump before come plunging down. When you use your meteor jump ability, you can choose to hover until the start of your
What?
next turn. So basically, you can hover. I think it.
It's set a
the-
trap, basically, yeah.
Yeah, set the
I-
trap, or maybe use it to run away from threats or anything.
No, that's true, that's true. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like, I'm just gonna jump and like, I'm gonna wait for a bit. Okay, now I'm falling.
No, no, I know. You're thinking this wrong. You gotta think
Okay.
of anime.
Oh.
Yeah,
You know,
anime.
anime, you know, in Final Fantasy, they jump and they hover and they chat a little bit and they spin their sword.
Yeah, this is the one that I was
Exactly.
thinking. Like, okay, I see. No, I was thinking
It's
more of
anime moment.
I was thinking more of
It's not
a
that
cartoon.
Willy Coyote, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Looks down, looks up.
But
It just doesn't look
mechanic wise, you can basically do something like this. On your turn, you attack. You use your multi attack to attack twice, and then you jump. Use this to hover.
Oh
and
my
then,
god,
And then your mage can do huge AOE
Fireball or some
attack on
shit,
the
yeah.
enemy, and then the next turn you
Oh.
can punch down.
Oof.
Another thing you can do is actually flying enemy, jump towards them, attack,
Yeah,
land.
that's right. Yeah, and then,
Oh my god! You're
This is so
right!
busted.
Yeah, but I like that. It's so versatile. I like this.
Like,
Yep.
I mean,
Versatile, what do you mean?
No, I mean like there's a lot of application to just hovering mid-air, you know?
Yep.
Yeah, but it's overpowered. Also, I heard a lot of echo on your side.
Yeah, that is kind of true though, because the weaknesses of one of the weakness of fighter is basically it's hard to fight at range, especially flying enemies. But you give it the fly ability, then basically you eliminate the weakness.
That's true.
I mean, you can just stay out of harm's way the entire fight. Hit, jump up, land on your next turn, hit, jump up,
Yep.
land on your next turn. Nobody
That's
can hit
true.
you.
Oh,
But you
you know
can't-
what? When you put it like that, yeah.
But you can't
that
use
is
the
true.
jump on your next.
On your next
Yeah, but-
turn, yeah,
Oh, okay. So you can only be hit half the time. Okay.
yeah,
I
half of the
see.
time.
Yeah, I see. So it's kind of like a little bit kind of like a rage, like a half your damage basically.
Well, a good DM mixes range and melee attackers in their encounters.
Yeah, yeah. Sure.
I mean, if the DM only puts in melee attackers in the enemy ranks, then it's the GM's fault, though.
Either the GMs did not think it through, or they just want to let the player have a power trip. You know, nuke that fucker. Yeah, exactly. Kill that thing.
Yeah. True. Maybe.
Can't do shit to you.
Alright,
Wait,
next.
go on.
Okay, next ability, Earth Shaker. At 10th level, at the end of fall of 20 feet or higher, you can use a bonus action to strike the earth like a meteor. Each creature in contact with the ground within 10 feet of where you land must succeed a dexterity saving throw, DC 8 plus proficiency plus strength, or be knocked prone. You can use this feature a number of times equals to your strength modifier, minimum of once.
Okay, just
You
to knock
regain
people
all extended
down.
use when you finish a long rest. Okay.
That's cool. That's a
Yeah,
simple
this
ability
is
as
cool.
well.
Yeah, 10 feet is not that
That's
that
true.
large, but you know,
I mean,
And
for
it actually
radius,
adds a
right?
complication.
Within.
Do you want to land and knock people down and continue attacking, or do you want to
yeah,
hover
or
mid-air and
yeah,
avoid damage?
yeah, because if you hover mid air, your enemies can just run away, right?
Yeah.
To spread out a bit,
Okay.
But this is
not
at
be
the
knocked
Yeah.
down.
end of a fall. So you're
Yeah.
gonna
Yeah,
fall
basically
You
when you
land.
regardless.
fall down, you when you do the plunging attack, basically when you do the plunging
Yeah.
attack, use your bonus section,
You just
strike
hit
the ground
real
with it.
hard.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, but if you hover, then the enemy sees, hey, this guy is hovering up. I think I need to run, right?
Yeah. Especially after the first one.
Yep.
Right.
Alright,
Next.
level 15, Celestial Aura. You can draw mystical power from your connection to the open sky. When you use your second wind feature, you and each friendly creature you choose within 10 feet of you gain temporary hit points to your fighter level. Goddamn, this is kinda powerful.
Really? I don't know.
Each
It
Yeah,
friendly
because
feels a bit
creature.
weak to me.
because you get the temporary hit points on top of your healing.
Yeah, but it's once a day or one per short rest.
Yeah, once or twice per short rest, and it's kind of like the Banneret, but Banneret's stronger because it's actual hell.
Yeah.
So
And it's 15 level as well.
yeah, 15th level is my main concern there. They might want to swap.
At 15 level, yeah, it is not that powerful.
They should swap Apex Moment with Celestial Aura, maybe.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
is true. Yep,
But
yep,
Apex
because you get
Moment
that.
is cool. Like maybe
Yeah,
Apex Moment go to Earthshaker because 10th level.
Yeah.
No, I think Apex Moment should be at level 15 because you usually by level 15 all of the player characters can fly.
That's
I
true.
thought it's
Actually,
usually
by
by
10,
10.
actually. By 10. So, yeah.
I mean, but
So
this is a
maybe-
fighter class though. Giving it flight early is a bit
That's true. Yeah, okay.
powerful.
Yeah. Alright. And
Last
finally,
Alright, and the capstone Comet Strike. When you plummet, you plummet Rift in flames like the devastating
Oh my
meteor.
God.
When you use your Earthshaker ability, a creature that fails its saving throw takes 46 fire damage or half as much on a success. Basically, you become a mini fireball.
yeah.
Damn.
It's a good thing, I mean, but it's
And you
it's
can
at level
have 5
18.
uses of it for bonus action.
Yeah, but it is at level 18 though. So and the damage is only 46, so it's not that
Yeah.
good at 18.
No
It's also a bit
exhaustion.
meh at
Yeah.
higher level.
It is a bit.
But
Yeah, this class looks really strong at low level, and then like
Yeah.
it tapers off at higher level.
yeah. I guess it kind of like makes sense with how how casters are better at higher levels because of all the weird shit spells they can do.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
But this is a very focused class. Like it's all about you jumping and dealing attack, basically.
Yeah. Ignoring the whole like what ability they provide, I like the design in itself because they give you this one mechanic and everything else builds up the mechanic.
built
and,
up to that mechanic.
yeah, and then they give you a feature at level 10 and then they improve it at level 18 and so on. I like that they just focus on that single mechanic and improve it rather than giving you a bunch of stuff. Although I realize, I want to say there's no exploration ability, but the fact that you can jump 40 feet, I think that's a pretty good
that is
exploration
exploration.
ability.
But there's
Yeah.
no what you call that social, let's per se.
Social, yeah.
because, yeah. You don't get proficiencies. You don't get language or anything.
That's true.
I mean, I think
It-
that's
it
true
is a
of like a lot of
combat
martial
oriented.
classes. I guess
Yeah, but
fighters.
usually fighters subclasses get some tool proficiency with their subclass.
Really?
Yeah.
But
By
then
Battle
you get,
Master,
like,
you'll get a painter.
But
Yeah,
you get
Battle
like
Master, you'll
a-
get paint tools and something, and then the Samurai, you'll get painters, and you'll get some proficiencies with it. Yeah,
but
that's
you
usually
get
the case at
like
least.
you get like a ASI every 2 levels anyway. So like
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah,
That is
but
true.
that's the design of the class. Just compare
Yeah.
whenever you design subclass, design new class, you can compare it with the other subclass so that you can see. Because if you notice, I think the level 10 one is usually an exploration feat rather than a combat ability or something, if I recall correctly. So if you can kind of see like when you should give exploration, when you should give combat, that kind of stuff. That's the idea.
But I really like the design of this class because I mean, when you first read it, you thought, oh man, you got it lands it 1d12 weapon that you can use in melee, and then the jump itself adds 5d6 on top of the d12, so it can deal a lot of damage, but you need to jump high enough to do that. So in dungeons, most likely you will not be able to jump
Oh,
40.
that
That's
is
what I was going to bring up.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah,
So
this
and
class has a
also
weakness.
yeah, and also if you're fighting what do you call that spellcasters, they can just earthbind you so that you cannot jump at all.
It makes your subclass worthless.
Yep.
Wow. Okay, this class has very significant weaknesses.
Yeah, but still, if you got earthbinded by mage, then that is your main target. Then I need to kill this guy first, and then you can just jump on top of his corpse. So
That feels like a
so
problem.
it has a counter, so it's not just it's not OP per se.
For some reason, I like that more. To be honest,
Yep.
but I like it when things have weaknesses, so they have to be aware of that as well, not just go crazy at high level. But that's just me.
I don't know. Maybe I'm in just a very disagreeable mood, but I feel like it's very situational. Like all of the class features rely on you jumping and falling onto an enemy, and there's
Yeah.
a good chance you won't be able to do it in a dungeon or in a lot of different settings. So if you don't have that, you're just a fighter man, the guy, and I don't think I like it very much. I'm sorry, creator,
no,
if you're
that's
watching
fair.
this.
It's fair. But most subclasses are just fighter men. I do agree that they lack a role play kind of ability, basically, which kind of gives them something else. But other than that, all fighter class is fighter,
Fighter
jumpy man. Yeah.
Yeah, but there's always more to them. But either way,
Which
And also I just thought
Echo Knights,
this up. The ultimate
You-
combo we can do with this.
uh
Let's say you are a 18th level celestial lancer. You attack thrice. You attack 3 times with your lance. You grapple the guy, jump up 40 feet high, drop the guy, and then you hover for one turn. Next turn you drop down onto the guy.
Oh my god, that's a thing you can do. Yeah.
Yep, that's
It doesn't say you can't grapple. You can't grapple
you
someone
cannot
when you
grapple
jump.
people. Yeah.
That's cool. But yeah, this is definitely a combat focused ability with a side ability of being able to explore. The role play side is lacking. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
personally,
that is-
otherwise, I like this. Very focused design and everything.
Well, we can talk
agree to
about
disagree.
everything we like or don't like about the class, but we only have so much time. So, and Kurt has a story to tell us, and a very good one, maybe.
It's a very short one, and
Oh.
I feel like everyone will be able to tell a story after it as well, which is where
Oh.
the main part of the meat and potatoes of my segment comes from, really. So the story is from r/D&D by the user Cherry of Very. I hope I hope I said that right. And the title is I introduced an unlikable BBEG and everybody is simping.
There was something went wrong there.
I feel like we can just end the discussion there and start talking ourselves.
Oh, I mean, come on, just read it. Come on.
I know I'm kidding. So it says, I literally just introduced my BBEG. His name is Edward, because of course it is. He's a half-elf with mommy issues, long white hair, and in desperate need of therapy. He literally kills a whole old lady, as opposed to 2 halves of one lady, and the party start aggressively simping. I was supposed to have only one moment that I purposely made him hot. He leaned against a dagger of one of the player characters and smirked and all that fun stuff. I tried my best to make him unlikable, literally almost killing his mom, this nice NPC lady who gave the party cookies. And they started saying I can fix him, help, maybe.
Oh my god.
And they made fan art of him, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, and for watching the stream, this is how Edward looks like. So,
I
yeah.
get it.
You get where they're coming from, yeah? Maybe we can fix them.
Maybe you can fix him. I'll just say this. From what I can see, all his bad stuff is happening to everybody else, not the player characters.
Yeah,
One well-placed
that's
power
true.
word kill and the whole party hates him.
Yeah. we could have
Okay.
easily simmed Fritz, right? But
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, it's very
Well,
simple.
no.
In the beginning, you're like, oh, it's pretty cool, it's pretty kind of like
Yeah.
sassy and everything.
Yeah.
And then he killed Kate, and that's why like, no, you do not do
You
that.
did not get to
But
kill my
here's the thing,
friend.
though. Everybody hates him to the point the pacifist of the group tries to kill him.
I managed to
Yeah.
turn it around and make you really hate him.
Yeah.
Yup.
However, to counterpoint though, remember Arcus? He literally sold our souls, like took our souls without like making us sell it to him, and still we kind of like but he gives us powers, so it's all good. Just take our souls.
A counter argument, exactly. Like, there's no direct bad things that are happening to you guys. Narratively, you guys sold your soul, but beyond that, like, you know, he's giving you abilities, and he's like appearing somewhere and like giving you very creepy actions, and yet you guys are like,
Oh, I remember the
I know
time.
specifically.
Wait, I
And
remember
also,
the
the
time.
selling our souls part. And selling the soul part is basically our own choice. I mean, he
No,
said so
he-
It's a
himself.
forced
He
choice.
It's a forced choice.
Yeah,
Like
but-
he can either
but-
do this or
yeah.
die. And that
But
sucks.
basically, it's the illusion of choice. So I mean,
Yeah.
It's not an illusion. If you're forced to make it, it's not even an illusion. Dude, okay, fine, I'll just die. Then you die.
I mean,
What can you
it's a choice.
do?
It's still a choice. I mean, you can either die now or die later.
Well, no, I was gonna
So
say, I just
everyone's
remembered that
got a story.
one time, Arcus just decided to kind of seduce everyone and just kind of stripped and jumped into a freezing lake and like care for a swim.
That's not how you seduce
I
people by
wouldn't word
jumping
it
into
like
cold
that.
water as a guy.
Excuse me.
Yeah, I wouldn't word it like that, but I mean,
No, that's exactly what
whatever
happened.
such a
Hold on.
fancy English.
Hold on.
Exactly what happened, but not exactly the way I worded it.
Wait, hold on. I'll find a clip and I'll show you guys that I'm right. Hold on. Because I watched
But-
that clip so many times.
Yeah, but I wouldn't say he tried to seduce all of us. Though.
Well, yeah, I mean,
He-
of course.
he's just naturally flirty, and he kind of has this kind of like, he doesn't do anything negative to the party. He just, I guess, edges them a little bit, you know, trying to like make them hate him, but not really. He's very like huggy, very touchy feely.
Yeah.
Some of the party don't like that, but he never does anything directly negative to the party, which makes them like, you know what, he's not that bad. He kept us alive after all, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I got a
Oh, yeah.
tip for the people in the audience, specifically guys in the audience. If you ever want to seduce a girl, don't get naked and jump into cold water. It will do things to your seductory parts that will not be very good.
But if you do that walking away and they only see your butt, they don't.
Kinda, yeah. You gotta be very careful, you know, how you walk away later.
Exactly, and after that you gotta magically disappear,
Ah, yeah,
otherwise
okay.
they'll see it. Yeah.
That makes it much easier, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he does one of those kind of thing, you know. The party is having a conversation, and then suddenly, so what are you guys talking about? And just comes in, hands around everybody, then gets swats away, and then disappears and reappears on the other side of the room. That kind of thing.
Oh, that's what my current campaign's villain kind of does.
There you go.
He is this guy, a bard, who accepted a plea deal from this eldritch being which wants to eat the entire world.
Yeah.
And he's working
nice.
for it, and he's like talking to the party sometimes, hangs out with them basically. And it's like, well, yeah, sure, we want to kill each other, but you guys can't kill me, and I don't feel like killing you right now because you might be useful later, and you're kind of cool. So I'll just annoy you, and
Yeah, basically.
Like they go into a place where they expect a huge fucking boss fight, and he's just standing there like, hey, what's up? Like, why are you here? Get out. But they also promise not to kill him when they win. He's like, well, when I
Oh.
destroy this entire world, I'll extend a friendly hand to you guys too.
To not die that painful of a death.
Okay, I think
No,
I
he-
think I found the
he-
clip.
He basically offers them the like his Eldritch Daddy will destroy the entire world,
Uh-huh.
but he will use his influence to recreate them as they are in the new world that he will eventually create.
I see.
You know, a real romantic, that guy.
Anyway,
You
wanna
find the
see-
clip later.
Where's the
Yeah.
clip? Yeah.
Hold on, I think
Waiting on
this
it.
is the clip. I have no idea if this is the clip, and let me know if you guys can hear, but you should be able to. Shit, it's really. Oh, whoa, can you hear it? I can't.
Yeah, because it's streaming to desktop.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
His pants.
You might want to
Oh,
lower the.
yeah, got it.
music.
I'll figure it out. There we
As
go.
soon as he took off his pants, I closed Azura's eye.
Oh, there we go. That was it. Okay. So to give context, I think we were like next to a lake or something. We were trying to long rest after a very hard dragon fight, like a colossal dragon fight. So then this patron suddenly comes up to us and says stuff and just wants to make his leave, aka Arcus. So this is back when like DM still shows his
And
face.
he walks out to the lake, taking off his shirt, his belt, his pants, and goes for a dip into the water, and then disappears.
As soon as he took off his pants, I closed Azura's eye.
I'm busy writing a letter. I don't know if I saw it.
Takira's just like, good lord, I'm gonna have to go in that lake. Why? Why?
Oh my god. Yeah, he just chose this trip, you know, because he can. And yeah. Anyway, you can see more of clips like that in our channel.
Like and subscribe.
Yeah.
Like and subscribe, indeed.
Anyway,
Again.
I love Marcus. He sucks, but I love it. he was the first NPC I'm actually attracted to. So
First
Hey.
of many.
yeah, first of many. He was the start, and it's so.
You always
weird.
remember your first.
Essentially, this is what happens, yeah.
I always like the bit edgy, but not edgy, like the kind of morally gray kind of people, you know. Oh
Like
my god!
the
I
kid
think-
who killed
I think
children.
that's what I'm thinking. But yeah. Anyway, since we have a bit more time, well, not really, but I just thought, you know, since we have another min-maxer here, I think this would be a fun discussion. What would be some fun multi-class options if the level cap was 30? So the highest that you can be in a class is still 20, but you still have like 10 extra levels to experiment with. What would you guys do? Like what builds would you make from
I'm
if the level cap is 30?
I'm so bad at multiclassing, it's not even funny. I've done it once, and I've created kind of an okay character, but he also kind of faded in power compared to the other characters in the campaign. And it was like Sorcerer or Paladin multiclass. Or Sorcerer, if you will.
So
And it's... I guess maybe it was also the wrong time for it, because I wanted to play an Oathbreaker, Paladin, and Shadow Sorcerer, which kind of complement each other in ways. For example, the Oathbreaker Paladin could empower the things he summons, namely all the devils and demons and stuff. Demons, right? So that was kind of gonna be cool, but then turns out the campaign setting was hell is invading Earth. You gotta save it.
Oh.
So I would have been empowering all my enemies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still don't
But
get
which-
that class. Like,
It's from what I can tell, the Oathbreaker is supposed to be used by a villain rather than a
Villain, yeah.
character. Yeah, so that's why the abilities are minion focused kind of thing.
I mean, you
Unless
can
you're playing it in a setting that everybody's a zombie.
That's
Yeah. You could use it in fun ways. I mean, like at one point, I remember we were really losing a fight, and I dropped an ever smoking bottle on the ground
Mm-hmm.
and summoned demons around me while standing
Ah.
in a pentagram of blood, because that's a thing you can draw on the ground as an action. And when you're in the pentagram, the demons that you summon don't attack you.
Yeah.
So for the rest of the party, they just saw smoke. They all cleared out and ran away, and there were just sounds of incredible violence. And when it was said and done, I just dropped the spell. The demons disappeared, and the party found my guy standing in a pool of blood. Like, hey, it's all fake. Don't worry about it. So it's
It's a cool scene.
Yeah, but I think if I would go to level 30, I would just go deeper in on sorcerer for that character, because I feel like that was lacking a bit of spell power. So I would just bump that up higher. So yeah, source it in good. The character's name was Daniel, actually.
Well. And
Yeah.
I'm playing. Oh, that's a secret. Never mind.
What?
What?
Never mind. I know, serious, so I can't tell.
Oh,
Ah.
wink.
Wink.
No.
He's playing a character named after me in real life.
No,
Wait, is it really? No, right?
No, you know my name.
I know,
Yeah,
but maybe
which
it's
is why
like
it's like-
if it's translated, it's pronounced differently. or
No,
something.
when translated, it's
Both have
pronounced.
D.
When it's translated, it's pronounced with the most beloved, and this is not a joke either. My name translates to that.
Oh, that's cute.
Casual dogs.
Immediately open Google Translate and types the most beloved.
In every language.
Anyways, for me, I would definitely. I want to max out. I want to comp some kind of spell sword, but not Eldritch Knight, like actual spell swords. Maybe like some fighter, some sorcerer, maybe. That way, I can have what do you call all the feat that a fighter provides, but at the same time, I get them fucking delicious meta magic. Oh, I love those so much.
Ooh, yeah. Ooh, if Wizard can get some of that sweet meta magic, it would be amazing. Because like the only thing
thing is I can-
lacking with Sorcerer
Uh-huh.
is that it's just that they can't learn a lot of spells, but they can do a lot of things. So
Ooh, I do wonder though. Can you make 4 attacks? Can you make multi attacks with your action, and then bonus action cast Green Flame Blade to make another attack using Quicken spell?
maybe, yeah.
Green Flame
actually.
Blade is what, a bonus action,
Basically,
right?
yeah, you can.
Yeah,
because,
yeah.
You know,
I
because you
think
use
because
your
the attack
action
is
to
up-
attack, and then
Yeah.
you use your bonus action to cast a spell. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, you can.
All right, well, there you go. That's how to dub. That's basically to use what you call action surge without action surge, basically.
Yeah.
So yeah,
But still, you still have to use the resources, right? The
yeah, that's true. The two
sorcery
points.
point. Yeah.
2 points. No, yeah, 2 points if it can. 2 points a cantrip.
Yeah,
I
but you
think
get
it's
it back on the long rest, right?
Long rest, but you can
Yeah.
consume spell slots to get that.
Yeah, and you can sacrifice spell slots to get it back. So it's like,
Pretty good. Might try that. Anyways.
Anyways, how about you? Do you have any?
Well, I actually do have a build in mind, but
Oh.
in the current version of the build, it only uses if I'm not mistaken, mock multi-class into, was it rogue or fighter? I think rogue, right? Yeah, maybe rogue.
Okay.
Yeah, mock multi-class into rogue. And then if I can extend it further to level 30, maybe class in fighter just to get those ASIs and feats, additional feats. So basically, what I'm trying to build was this ninja type of character where it uses the dark. So can say monk can make any weapon into a monk weapon. and use martial arts with it, and they can buff the 2 hit chance and damage dice of that weapon.
Yeah.
And then you have to have sharpshooter. So basically, you throw a tiny dart, but deal +10. I mean, it
Yeah,
D4
D10
+10.
damage at the end. Yeah.
Yeah, and D10 damage at the end. But it relies heavily on feats, and you need to have high ASI to counteract the what do you call that? The -5 chance to hit, right?
Oh yeah.
And then the rogue part is just to get that sneak attack damage.
And with 4 attacks, you'll have higher chance to hit your sneak attack.
Yeah, because as you recall, a high level monk can turn invisible.
Whoa, what?
High
I don't
level.
remember
Yeah.
this.
Empty body at I think level 17 or 16, 17 I guess.
Oh, okay.
They get empty body basically with an action. They can turn invisible for 1 minute.
Oh wow. Okay. That's crazy.
And it is a greater invisibility because it breaks the invisibility if you attack or do anything.
Oh, damn. Okay. That's cool.
Yeah, that is cool. I mean, with sharpshooter, you get advantage on every turn. So there you
It's
go.
like invisible dart throwing monk.
Yep.
Crazy.
I mean, the character is a ninja, right? So it makes sense they can turn.
Yeah.
invisible.
Yeah. To be fair. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just make sure not to make an entire party out of them, or they'll be useless.
You're expecting the party suddenly dies.
Then every encounter will have a beholder in them. For some reason, the enemy has learned how to tame beholders to be their seeing eyes.
Yeah.
Beholder on a leash.
Oh my god. Pet beholder,
I
Or
want
floating
them.
eyeball. I don't know. They conjure up spectators
Yeah.
and they sleep.
Yeah, random PP. How cool is that?
Anyways, yeah, so that's all we have for you this week. Maybe we'll come back again next week. I don't think there's anything stopping us, unless there is. With the regular main cast, as in No More Farid, we have War back again. Oh,
Goodbye, Farid. It's been good.
I'll be back when you
Maybe-
can see me.
Maybe he wants to join
I
the
mean,
permanent
I mean,
cast,
the fans out there, if you want me back on the show, just type on the chat.
Yeah.
Yeah, just let us
Just
know if you like
incapacitate
it.
someone from the group if we want to have Farid back.
But yeah, in the meantime, stay safe and feel free to enjoy your healthy dose of D&D memes on your way out.
And stay
It's not transitioning. Why is it not
Yeah, because
transitioning?
I want to see how long you can do it. Okay, bye.